Hey everybody, how's it going? Jesse Macaluso here again, and I'm going to talk about some more of what I call activation direction, and this should hopefully help you make your body more symmetrical and reestablish your body's natural center of balance. I have a theory that over the time of us choosing with our mind how to want to move our body, mind over matter, we win. If we want to reach for an object and it's not the way that we should reach for the object, doesn't matter. Body's just going to do it. It got the command, it's executing. So, one way that you can show the muscles what is up and what is down, where they've been misused for so long, is to take maybe a 2 pound weight, something very light. Start with just a rock that's heavy enough for you to feel if you want to start there. But for the purposes of this example today, I have this 10 pound weight here. This is a real 10 pound weight. There's nothing fake about that. That's actually 10 pounds. So I would ask you to put it at your side. If you haven't seen the other videos, it's very important that you have a loose body. Everything should be nice and wavy and loose as you can get it. And I want you to see that part there. It looks like a little crocodile mouth or something when you make a karate chop. You want to think of that part of your thumb meat being activated. So consider that part of your hands in your mind. And I want you to also consider your feet and how you're planted on the ground. Very important. Now, I want you to slowly raise the weight. And as you raise it, breathe in and out. And with the arm that's going up, let it slowly go up. With the arm that's resting at your side, think of that little activation spot. Activate your thumb and pointer towards the ground. You should feel a little bit propping up on this side here. That helps out with that a little bit. You should feel it in both shoulders. If I suck in my belly and I perform a sequence with my hand, a relaxed hand now, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, and thumb, and I push up with mostly the pointer and thumb, and I'm keeping this kind of pushing, reaching towards the ground. With another breath, if I run the sequence on both sides, I have to change position again because I wasn't holding it properly. I was too far forward. And similarly to when you're holding no weight, when I showed you in another video, and then you run that pinky, ring, middle, pointer, squeeze that meat of your thumb and your pointer finger and aim them in the same direction and go. When one goes down, the other one wants to go up. So right now I'm reestablishing to my brain what down is. I'm going to try as best as I can to get myself centered under the weight. If I feel any strain in my back or anywhere, I breathe in deep and I perform pinky, ring, middle, pointer, and thumb, and kind of point up and point down with the other hand. I'll step back a little bit. You can see I'm maintaining a bend in my elbows. I'd like you to maintain a bend in your knees as well. It will become hard to hold the weight, like I said. So, when you feel tightness building up in your arm, I want you to just relax. Breathe in and out. Pinky, ring, middle. Bring the thumb parts together like a karate chop, and I push with the pointer and thumb. I felt that in my back, in the back of my thighs. I'm forcing other parts of my body to come into play. And this is with an open hand. I'm not grasping. When I go up, I allow a release of my hand and I go up and it sits on kind of that V part of my thumb. I breathe in and out again. I put my thumbs back in the right position. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, and thumb, and squeeze and push. And I'm using back muscles, belly muscles, all sorts of things to keep my palm elevated. Getting a little tired, so I'll do it again. I had to reposition again there. I was a little askew, so I had to come to the right a little bit and down. My shoulder had to drop. And you'll notice that if you keep your hand nice and loose, and you can always perform that sequence, pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb, and run it smooth, the rest of your body will kind of move around and settle in to do what it has to support the arm holding this weight. We normally give up way before this point, I'm sorry. So we never give our arms a chance to re-grab the weight and continue to try. It's still getting tiring there. And I used to go to the gym a lot, and I know what the point of failure is when you're weight training. This seems to go well beyond that in terms of what I thought was possible just holding a 10-pound weight straight up. If you feel tightness in a part of your hand, open your palm up. Run that sequence. Push down with your toes. Stay over your heels. Puff your chest out. Suck your belly in with the contraction. And I'll set that down for now. Another thing that I really like to do if you don't want to do the weights and holding the rock is difficult for you, again, with nice, loose, open palms. I want a nice open palm, and I'm supporting the weight kind of like on that thumb meat section. And I run that sequence. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, and thumb. They come together and push. And you see what that does to me there when I'm pretending I'm pushing on something that's not there. With all my fingers, like I can feel all my fingertips when I do that. Nice and slow, let it establish. Another thing I like to do is you just get a rock, hanging on a long string, make yourself a little pendulum. If you have some kind of ring or something and you can attach it to one of your fingers, even better. I want it out on the fingertip. Let your whole arm relax. Let everything be nice and relaxed. I don't know if you can, it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but it gets a little uncomfortable at first when you first put it on your pinky, but keep your pinky up. Let it hold the weight in that direction. And then if you can, just think about running that sequence that your fingers don't even have to move much for the sequence. But pinky, ring, middle, pointer, thumb. Very helpful to tell your brain that you want to be moving your center of gravity according to where the pendulum sits. And you just want to do movements and try not to disturb the pendulum. Because if it moves in the position it's currently in, attached to my hand, and if your arm gets tired, run the sequence. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, and thumb, they come together and push. Alright, that feels better. Try to perform movements without disturbing the pendulum. You will need belly muscles to do this. You have to control where your feet are. I even moved there. Wasn't trying to. push against objects that aren't there, small weight, nothing heavy, and just feel how it is to move with a pendulum with you. Move around the room with it a little bit, move your arm around, and try not to jostle the pendulum. And every so often, take a breath in and out. And run that sort of activation sequence. And go with it. Try to feel the weight of that rock the whole time, hanging from your pinky or whatever finger you would have it attached to. So it seems kind of intricate and pointless, but if you actually play around with this a little bit, you'll see what I mean. You start to have way better of a sensation of what it is for your arms to be moving through the space around you. Let me know what you think about this, and I'll have some other videos coming out soon. Have a good one, guys.